Welcome back to My Steel Can. I'm Dan. It's been a couple weeks since I've been up here. Had a whole host of maintenance to do on the bed no breakfast. Everything seems to be okay with the bed no breakfast except for the rear brakes that I put on there. I think the new drums are out of round. And I'm getting a vibration when I step on them. They finally stopped smelling. So I was hoping that it was just the shoes weren't arced correctly, but I think one of the drums are bad. The rear leaf springs that I had replaced, guy made a mistake, gave me the wrong information. I made a mistake by picking the wrong springs from the information that he gave me. I should have stood my ground and said, no, something ain't right, dude. There can't be only two applications, and they can't be only applications for a 92. This is a 91. It was made in February of 91, so they can't have 92 springs on there. Anyways, long story short, the wrong springs were installed. So hopefully next Friday I'm supposed to bring it back, and they're going to replace with the correct springs. See how that goes. All right. I put the new rebuilt injection pump in there and set the timing with that Gunson timer. That thing's a piece of junk. I don't know. I read on the diesel treads, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I use that Gunson. It works great. I bought a different type of sensor, and it works fine. And I sent pictures to the Gunson tech people. Right. I had to replace the ground clamp because I figured that the ground clamp wasn't strong enough, and it wasn't giving it a good solid contact, and it was moving. And I replaced the ground strap, and I got it to work, but I don't know if it's right. I don't trust it. Right, the RPM still fluctuate quite a bit. I did get it to hold steady at 2,040 RPM when I set the timing, but I don't know. I have no confidence in what I did, and if it's right or if it's wrong. My gas mileage on the way up to Boise was 20 miles to the gallon, and that's with the old one when I reset the timing on the old one. Now on the way down, I got 15 and I got 17 on the two tanks that I burned. So I don't know what's going on, but it's just annoying the hell out of me. Right? I'd like to do the job once, right, and not have to go back and keep tinkering with it until I get it right. Plus, all this soot on the barrels, that's from the exhaust, I think. I don't know. So if something's not right, I mean, it runs all right, but it needs to be tinkered with to get it to perfection, maybe. I don't know. Too much. There's just too much on my plate. So I opened up the Snuffleupagus here, and nothing but mouse shit just everywhere. And it's like, okay, now I got to figure out how to get that out. Look at all that on the ground, right? And all inside the cab. So they're probably coming in through that hole, which is obvious, but I don't know if there's another place in the back that they can get up into. But so then I opened up the cowling to check the oil, and look what this rodent has done in a couple weeks, dude. He packed the shit out of it. Look, he packed the alternator, right? So busy, very busy. So I gotta pull all that out because that's a extreme fire hazard, right? I don't know. It's just fighting the forces of nature here are just unbelievable. So that's what I'm up against. It's like there's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment, right? So, anyways, stay around, stay tuned, stick around, enjoy my follies, and I'll see you later. Well, shortly I will have a brand new GoPro that won't be giving me these fits. Alright, I use this Prestone coolant cleaner in the Beast. I changed it to thermostats. They're kind of huge. Look at my thermostats. And all that stuff did was foam up like a fountain at the movie theater that somebody threw soap in. Hopefully it did its job. I mean, I just threw another quart of that cleaner in there, and look at it, it's foaming like you wouldn't believe. And let's see, that's the color of it. So hopefully that's all the calcium deposits that have been disintegrated and turned into liquid form and are being flushed through the radiator and cleaning it out. When I pulled the thermostats off inside, I looked inside as much as I could see the block, and yeah, there's some corrosion in there, but there's no heavy scale or chunks or anything like that in there. The one thermostat didn't have any antifreeze on top of it, and the other one did, so I'm wondering if that was the one that was bad, or I don't know which one could be bad. I believe that antifreeze should be on top because the thermostat is closed, right? And when the thermostat opens, it allows the fluid to flow through. So if there was no fluid on one side, I would assume that means it was open and that the fluid drained out into the block. So anyways, I've been running it now, 12:30, 2:30, so 3 hours. I've been running for 3 hours. I'm going to let it run one more hour. Then I'm going to flush it with clean water and service it back up. Hope for the best. Thanks for tagging along. Later. So it's just frothing up. Suds, suds, suds. Hope that means it's cleaning, right? I hope that means it's cleaning. What a mess I got going here. Alright. Gotta do a little housekeeping here. Get ahead of the game. Cleanliness is a godliness. Alright, I'm gonna recycle that antifreeze because it's relatively fresh. So what I have here is a 12 volt pump, a household filter setup with a 30 micron filter. I do have a 1 micron filter to really get it clean, and I have a 5 micron filter there. But I'm not sure. I did some antifreeze that I had in the garage with the 1 micron filter, and then when I checked the freeze protection of it, it was only at 1 ball. And so I don't think that a 1 micron filter can filter out the antifreeze protectant. So I'm gonna experiment here. I checked this antifreeze and we're at 4 balls. So I know the 30 micron filter doesn't change anything. So I'm gonna run the 30 micron filter through it, and then test some, and then I'll run some through the 5 micron, and then I'll run some through the 1 micron, and I'll test the freeze protection, see if it makes a difference. I don't think it should, but I should have checked the antifreeze that I did in the garage prior to filtering it, and then I wouldn't be having this issue. So anyways, I'll let you know what's going on. Shit. And I got a leak. I don't know, does it look any cleaner as it comes out? I cheaped out on the thin hose, right? And so it kinks easily. Whoa. Got a couple leaks. Never fails. Never fails. So we're slowly filtering. This has got a kink in it. I'm sure if I get the kink out, I'll probably get a little more production out of it. But she's a pumping. Alright, let me test the freeze protection. How about that? There we go. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 balls. So there's no difference in the freeze protection. Now let's go down to the 5 micron filter and switch it up. Alright, I ran through the 5 micron filter. Let's see what we get. No, 4 balls. So through the 5 micron filter, 4 balls. No change. Alright. Let me finish pumping that all over through the 5 micron, and then I'll throw in the 1 micron and do it again. Alright, so I filtered out with the 1 micron. Flush it out a little bit. air bubbles in there. There we go. And looks like the 4-ball. I don't know, something, what the... There we go. And the 4 balls afloat. Whoop. So 30 micron, 5 micron, 1 micron. Do not alter the freeze protection. Although, wait a minute, that number 4 ball looks like it's sinking a little bit. I'm gonna say no altering of the freeze protection at 1 micron. Alright, thanks for tagging along. Let me finish this up, flush it out a couple times, and call it good. This was the 5 micron filter, right? So we used the 30 first, and that pulled out a lot of the junk. That was the 5 micron. So there wasn't that much particulate after the 30 micron. All right, thanks again. Later.